So today's Miriam Makeba's birthday. You really should know who that is. Mama Africa. Miriam Makeba wasn't just the first African person to win a Grammy. She was an activist that put African music on the map. She was also an actress. Let's start from the beginning. Miriam was born in 1932 in apartheid South Africa. She actually spent the first 6 months of her life in prison because her mother was sent to prison for making beer. It's something South African women had been doing for a long time, but when the colonizers got there, they made it illegal for Africans to drink beer. Imagine being colonized and you can't even get a beer. Anyway, she grew up with a grandmother learning her traditional music, and eventually did get married, but then left the abusive relationship and took her daughter with her and kept pursuing her singing career. Which completely changed when she released this song, Pata Pata. It became an international hit. So now she's blown up, but it was still apartheid. And if you don't know what apartheid is real quick, is when the white people ruled the South Africans and kept everything segregated. So she started to perform for the white people and then the black people, and she didn't really like it. So she started talking about the apartheid in her songs. And she started talking about it outside of her songs. She even starred in an anti-apartheid movie. She kept performing music and she went on tour talking about apartheid at every single stop. She became the first black woman to speak at the UN. Like, she was gonna make sure you heard her music and about apartheid. Now, the South African government at the time, colonizers, didn't like that talk. So when Miriam tried to go home to attend her mother's funeral, they banned her. Like, for good. She wasn't allowed in her country. She met singer, actor, and activist Harry Belafonte in London, who convinced her to move to the US, where she blew up all over again, released several albums, won a Grammy, and she also married Harry. Their marriage lasted a couple years before they went their separate ways, and her next husband was Stokely Carmichael. He was one of the leaders of the Black Panthers. Alright, hang on, I gotta go back real quick. So when Miriam was still like 23, still doing concerts in South Africa, she met a young lawyer after one of her concerts, and he ended up in prison too. But when he was released, he became president of South Africa. And after 31 years of living in exile, Nelson Mandela asked her to come home, and she did. She also performed at the independence ceremonies for several African countries, at their birth, if you will, which is when they started calling her Mama Africa. Miriam Makeba sang till the day she died. She passed away in November 2008 of a heart attack a couple hours after her final performance. I just didn't think we should forget who she is.